because there was very little food we bought in our commissaries, and pretty soon they didn't have very much to stock. And things were rationed. You couldn't get butter or steaks or meats much. But down the street from us, there was a farmer that had a corn crop. And boy, were we glad to see that fresh corn. It was wonderful. I always loved fresh corn. And we sort of thought we'd better learn first aid. We took courses in first aid. We took courses in how to drive with no headlights, without lights at night.
Yeah.
Had to be blacked out. And we didn't drive at night, period. Just stayed home. Someone else can tell you. Well, anyway, when I got the word to leave, it was to go on a Navy ship, as I said. And we got our orders to go to the USS Henderson to go home over the Pacific. It was going to be about an 8-day trip because you zigzagged. You didn't go straight to California, you zigzag away. And prepare for alerts and be worried about alerts. So about second or third night we had an alert, which meant that up in our bedroom I had to get my 2 little girls up out of their bed, put something warm on them, take one down the ladder to the lifeboat, go back and get the other one up here, go back and take her down. They were screaming. They were screaming their heads off. So that was a bad night.
Thank you so much. As we close up, because it's been so wonderful and fascinating, and you tell such wonderful stories. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and replay the tape and listen to it, soak it up. But before we finish, is there anything that you think, oh, I must tell him, oh, I must say, is there anything else that you think, oh, I should, if there is, anything else in your mind?
One thing that amazed me is that we went to Japan to live in 1959. Mm-hmm. That's not so long after the war was over.
That's right.
And made good friends with Japanese people. And to this day, I still write to one of the admiral's wives who's turned 100 already. And we're friends. I mean, it amazes me that we went over there and made friends with the people we've been fighting. How do you do that?
It's a nice end to it. It's a lovely end to our conversation. Thank you so much. Can you read Kristen for me?
And what's your name?
Thank you so much. It's Simon.
Simon.
And again, it's Olga and Greg with the questions.
I have my last question. I have my last question. We're going to switch.
Greg's had fun. Olga gets questions.
I have a question for you. So these boys, they're all about the war and the big day and all the technology behind it.
Oh, come on.
But I was just curious, what was so special about your husband that made you follow him through these steps that he had to go through, that not necessarily you had to go through?
Because I loved him.
I know, but I was just thinking to myself, there was, a lot of devotion to his business or to his...
True.
To his...
Well, I had to love my country too.
Yeah.
But I admired the fact that he did. I admired him as a person for the character he was, and the fact that he served his country well.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you so much. That was good. That was
Only
good.
your question?
Yes, my only question.
He
I'm not all the
He wasn't the most handsome person in the world, but he sure was cute.
There you go.
He sure was cute.
Well, you stay there for a second because Kristen's going to come up and get you.
Yes.
So what's going to happen? What's going to happen now is, as I said, I'm going to go and listen to all this again and try and get a sense of
Well, it was
what's sort of fit into
sort
the
of
song.
spotty.